YouTuber and founder of the SaveAFox rescue, Mikayla Raines, has died at age 31. She took her own life due to online harassment. It's really sad, honestly. Like, I don't like seeing people getting bullied to this point, and it's kind of crazy with, like, the amount of shit that I deal with. I guess my upbringing did kind of steelman me against some of this crap, but, like, fuck, dude. YouTuber and founder of SaveAFox rescue, Mikayla Raines, has died after taking her own life. The shocking news was broken by her husband, Ethan Raines, in a video uploaded to SaveAFox YouTube channel on June 23rd, leaving viewers heartbroken. Ethan gave a tearful 11-minute-long statement detailing Mikayla's hard work with the various animals at her rescue, which included everything from foxes to pine martens, jackals, and more. He also clarified that Mikayla struggled with conditions like autism, depression, and borderline personality disorder, explaining that she was always in and out of different kinds of therapy to help her cope, trying various mood stabilizers and meds. Nothing really seemed to help, Ethan said. Simple tasks were hard for her. Looking at her from the outside, you could never tell what was going on in her head. But even just socializing would send her over the edge. SaveAFox founder was victim of harassment campaign. At this point, her husband revealed that Mikayla had been the victim of harassment online from people she knew in her personal life, as well as other animal sanctuaries. Oh man, it wasn't even just like online people, it was people she personally knew. That's fucked up, man. You have no friends in content creation. They consistently spread ridiculous claims and rumors, and being the sensitive human that she was, Mikayla took it all to heart. It's very difficult not to. It's very difficult not to. He explained it hurt her a lot, and for years she pushed through the pain of people trying to bring her down. But this time, it went too far. She couldn't bear what she was feeling any longer, and she ended her life. It breaks your heart that someone who was selfless and devoted her life to animals could have so much negativity pointed at her. Why, he asked through tears. That's all I can ask, is why. Mikayla leaves behind Ethan and their toddler daughter Freya, as well as numerous animals she was caring for in the SaveAFox rescue. Fans and fellow animal lovers were left completely devastated by the unexpected news, with one writing on Instagram, "Our rescue community has lost such a unique and driven soul. Ethan, it was incredibly brave and admirable of you to share this yourself. Our hearts and prayers are with you, sweet Freya, and the entire SAF family. If only she knew the immense impact of her soul. I cannot understand the brutality of this culture. Shocked to the core. Never give up what you've achieved. It's so vital," another said. Ethan promised that he would continue to run the rescue in his wife's stead, promising to honor her legacy in the work that was so important to her and the animals in her care. SaveAFox is a 501c3 nonprofit fox rescue with locations in Minnesota and Florida. The SaveAFox YouTube channel was created in December 2009 and has accrued over 2 million subscribers. Why must people hate? You just don't get it? Because it makes them feel better, right? It makes them feel a lot better. And it was like during the entire debacle with like the people harassing me on Twitter, and especially once Vice got involved, I was so eternally grateful that I had so many people, like from my audience and other content creators even, pushing back against the lies that were being told. Because it is crushing mentally to have people repeating those lies everywhere and like nobody correcting them. And I'm just used to being talked about poorly pretty much everywhere because I have the incorrect political opinions. So having people actually come out and defend me was incredibly surreal, and I'm very grateful for everyone who did. They're saying the SaveAFox founder Mikayla Raines passes away after a long-term harassment from online communities. In the other one, it said people she knew personally as well. Many are pointing fingers at the SaveAFox Snark Subreddit, which has gone private. There was an entire subreddit dedicated to hating this woman and what she does? That's fucking wild. That's kind of fucking... Like, I don't think even, like, Asmongold and Hassan have that, do they? That's crazy.
And she was so sensitive to everything.
This is the
which
husband.
is a double-edged sword, because on one hand, it allowed her endless empathy for those in her care. But it also means that she took everything negative to heart. And now I want to talk about how words, whether spoken in person or written online, can affect someone. For a few years, a group of people had been throwing dirt on Mikayla's name and the rescue. Most of these are people she knew, and some of them are other animal sanctuaries. They consistently spread ridiculous claims and rumors, And being the sensitive human that she was, Mikayla took it all to heart. And it hurt her. It hurt her a lot. But she pushed through. For years, she pushed through the pain of people trying to bring her down and the mental challenges she faced. And she still rescued hundreds of animals and changed the lives of so many. But recently, more of the rude words, accusations, and name-calling came from some of those she considered close friends.
The fuck, dude?
I think all of this stems from jealousy and envy. But she felt as if the entire world had turned against her.
That's really fucking depressing, dude. Why were other animal sanctuaries giving her shit? They wanted to remove competition? There shouldn't be competition in an animal sanctuary business. That's fucking ridiculous, man. But I mean, when we saw that fucking, that other story we read earlier this year of that guy who ran a cat sanctuary on Long Island or something, he had other people who like hated him for running the sanctuary. So I guess some people just do not want to see animals be recovered and have decent lives. I would like to add that I couldn't find the SaveAFox Snark subreddit. It seems they have followed suit as the H3 snarkers. Oh, H3 had his own Snark subreddit. That's fucking wild. That's wild. And nuked their page. The evidence to this claim is by followers of their Instagram on their post of Mikayla's death. If you would like to donate to the foundation, you can do so on their website. And someone else replied that the SaveAFox Snark subreddit is privated. If you search SaveAFox Snark on Google, you can see the link to a privated sub. It's really gross that Reddit allows and sometimes even encourages this behavior. I mean, Reddit has been like a beehive for lying and cultivating a certain cult following for a while now. I mean, when they decided to remove all of the subreddits that were against the agreed upon ideology, I think anybody who still had any stock in Reddit at that point for some reason should have realized that it was a losing battle. Looking at the subreddit on Internet Archive, there was only ever a small handful of posts, and they're almost all from one specific user who deleted their account. There's also 2 posts from another user who seems to be a teenager who said they feel terrible about it after this happened. I don't know if I'm going to believe that. Been following SaveAFox on Instagram since well before Mikayla had her current property. Used to be a loyal follower, even followed some of the volunteers. Began following one volunteer that I became close with who began sharing some of the troubling behind-the-scenes info. Volunteer shared that she had been at the rescue and was feeding a bobcat that Mikayla owned, and the bobcat bit her. Mikayla fully blamed the volunteer and asked her not to go to the hospital. The volunteer did agree to forgo treatment until her hand became infected. Mikayla was furious with the volunteer because she did not have a permit for the bobcat and was scared that she would be euthanized. Told the volunteer that if she had to go to the hospital, just lie and say her own cat had bit her. Mikayla stated to the volunteer that she had been bit by worse animals and hadn't gone to the doctor. Also stated that she did not have sympathy for the injury because she was still grieving the death of her fox, Farah, a year prior. Volunteer's hand swelled up immensely and she had to seek treatment. Isn't this just giving like a one-sided account of things though? Like, I don't know any of these people. Remorseful teenager, that's sus, true and real. Hey, it's Savvy. Had no idea she was getting harassed. What the fuck is wrong with people on that level? Why would she even have a Reddit targeted at her? She didn't do anything but rescue foxes. Yeah, right? Yeah, fucking right, dude? And this person said, she and I were Facebook mutuals for many years. I don't know, man. I'm not so sure I 100% buy the cause being harassment, but always expected the means. She was a very nice person and had struggles she battled. She never deserved any of the hate that she got. Hope her husband doesn't let this lie and takes every avenue open to him. Yeah, I mean, if I was the husband, I'd be fucking pissed, man. Alongside being obviously depressed. Bullies look for soft targets, true and real. Some shitbags deemed it necessary to call out ethical fur farming, which they accused SaveAFox of supporting. Unsubstantiated accusations, mind you, but accusations nonetheless. Mikayla was on the spectrum, so these Reddit armchair warhogs had enough shit to harass her over. Jesus. They made a slander document on her? I don't trust Google Drive links, man. She has mental illness going back to her childhood. Second, she was under investigation by the state for substandard facilities and falsely listing her place as a fur farm because she did not qualify as a rescue. More to the story if you dig around it. Is this like another Peanut the squirrel case where like this guy had a pet squirrel but he didn't have a license for the squirrel, so they just fucking killed it? 4chan has already found one of the harassers. Well, at least there's still some good people on 4chan. At least it isn't fully fake and gay. I had a couple of other like tweets here that I brought up. Someone said, this is the fur affinity user Kazeolion, an artist who bullied Mikayla. He helped create a harassment campaign against her, one of the main culprits behind her suicide. Kazeolion had no verifiable evidence that Mikayla was running a scam organization. He fabricated lies. And this is a Kazeolion page. Birthday is in 2003. A male Barbary lion from North Georgia, USA. He is an artist and game developer who created a mustelid MMO called Shadowy Bliss. He calls his small game business Muddy Dev. Kazeo attended Furry Weekend Atlanta in 2022, and in 2023 he helped create a harassment campaign against SaveAFox animal rescue by posting a now-deleted thread on Reddit. After Mikayla's suicide, Kazeolion doubled down on having nothing to do with her death despite participating in the harassment campaign and bringing it to Reddit. And there's a post from Kazeolion on Wildlife Rehab from 2 years ago saying, PSA, SaveAFox is a hoarder, not a rescue. Some of the things she has done: buying foxes from fur farmers, not actually rescuing them, letting a fox die from heat stroke, foxes getting seriously injured on fences and other parts of enclosures, paying her staff in cat food and not money, stealing animals, possibly doing drugs, using animals for financial gain, letting the foxes around dogs and babies / very young children, inhumanely keeping animals alive when they have deformities, preventing them from having a good quality of life, claiming to need money for the fox's food and then using that money to buy more foxes, taking baby animals from their parents to try and bottle feed and hand rear them without the proper knowledge on how to do it right when the parents are right there. Tried to get an art doll maker to make her a free art doll for exposure. So this is a guy who started a harassment campaign. I don't know if any of that is true or not, but like this is what he wanted to slander her for. Some could be true, some could not be true. I don't know anything about this woman, but again, this is coming from someone who wanted her to get harassed. So obviously, as someone who's experienced that, fucking huge grain of salt with everything they fucking say. 22 hours ago, I'm not backing down, fuck off. You act like I went to Mikayla's house, sliced her open, and left her to bleed out. All I did was put together a few sources pointing out some of the things she did wrong. I had no hand in bullying of any kind, and even if I did, you're no better for calling me slurs. I feel like if you harass someone to the point of them killing themselves, slurs are the like most minimal thing you deserve. Like, holy shit, brother. Telling me you're going to dox me and sending me instructions on how to kill myself. You asked me if I'm proud of myself. If I killed myself with the guides you sent me, would you be proud of yourself? Get real. I don't think you can use the emotional manipulation language, man. I may have harassed someone to suicide, but you're mean and that's worse. Like, fucking actually, Jesus, yeah. Yeah, I received over 50 DM requests since the announcement. That's really funny. This person said, it's funny you claim to have the moral high ground when you draw porn of children and animals, you loser. What the fuck? He says false. Homestuck is a series full of children. You draw a lot of porn of it. Okay, well, it's not... I mean, that's gross, but also not real children. You literally admit to drawing porn of animals and have an entire fur affinity full of it. Coward and a loser. I bet you feel real big and bad bullying a girl that just wanted animals to not suffer while you draw literal bestiality. It's always projection. Who the fuck draws Homestuck porn? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? His Reddit account is covered in porn. You looked through it earlier. It was something. Jesus Christ. They deleted their post, but I saved a link to it. If Mikayla cannot be blamed for her fox's death, then I cannot be blamed for her death. It's just fucking gross. Psychotic behavior. True. You're a fucking psycho pretending nothing is happening while you contributed to the suicide of a sweet beacon of light. There's literal people that torture animals on the internet, and this is the person you went after. True and real. This post was Kazeolion once again. Several years ago, I wrote an informational post explaining why a prominent figure in the animal rescue community is not the saint people think she is. Now I alone am blamed for her suicide. A video dropped today announcing Mikayla Raines of SaveAFox's death. Ever since, my notifs have been overflowing with her meat riders. Oh man, people call those who like correct lies about me meat riders as well. I feel like that's a very common theme. When someone is fucked up and told too many lies and been issued too many corrections, they start adding like anything in front of the word writer and start trying to, you know, devalue the people correcting them. So now he's the victim. Yeah, it's how it works with all these people. And once again, remember, this person claims to be trans. So it does not surprise me that they're trying I may have driven someone to suicide, but I'm actually the real victim. People have obsessively brigaded my posts and comments on various subs. You guys are calling me slurs, threatening to dox me, and telling me to kill myself, as well as somehow you're the good guys. I bet if I were to actually kill myself, you would be very quiet. When I first found out what happened, in the very heat of the moment, I felt no remorse. And then a pit made itself known in my stomach and began to expand. But now, with the way you people are behaving, the guilt is starting to wane. This person felt zero fucking guilt. This person probably saw the news about this fox rescue lady killing herself and was just over fucking joyed about it. They were probably celebrating until they started getting fucking backlash. And I bet they would have posted celebratory things if they hadn't gotten backlash. Because that's how these grotesque people operate. I am proud of the fact that I was able to raise awareness for her wrongdoings. Holy shit. I was beginning to feel guilt. That guilt is starting to wane. I'm actually proud. This person is lying. What I am not proud of is that people took her death as an invitation to hold me personally responsible. You should be. Do you think Mikayla went, oh no, 2 years ago, a small furry creator on the internet said I'm not perfect, time to kill myself? Oh no, just a small furry creator that disseminated all the lies that have been following her for years that she has to keep looping on and has to keep correcting and keeps following her. Oh no, you're just a small little a small little furry guy. You probably won't believe me when I say this, but I was never a part of the SaveAFox Snark Subreddit. I never even knew it existed before today. Since the initial announcement, over 40 people, yes, over 40 of them, have wished various things like bankruptcy and homelessness on me, and telling me to rope myself and do what she did, among other graphic instructions to suicide. One person even told me to create mustard gas. Someone still has that fucking old-ass 4chan infographic? As if they're any better for it. This just in, you're not. However bad you think I am, you're only proving yourself to be worse. This person has, like, real mental illnesses. This person's just like, I may have driven someone to suicide by posting inaccuracies and lies about them online. But you can't tell me to kill myself. That makes you worse. Another thing I've seen is people pulling the autism card. Newsflash, autism doesn't give you impunity from animal abuse. I should know, since I have it too. I just don't believe you. I mean, like, you're claiming to be trans, and I'd be willing to bet if I dig into this person, they're probably not. They're probably another porn sick person trying to use trans identity to prevent people from criticizing them. If I had to be a betting woman, I would put money on that being the case. Once again, these would be the people who make, like, actual dysphoric people look bad, unfortunately. Apparently female to male trans, a rarity. A rarity. If Mikayla cannot be blamed for her fox's easily preventable deaths, then I cannot be blamed for her own death. Brother man, chickens will fucking find, like, the weakest chicken in the roost, and they will literally peck it to death. Like, wild animals gonna do wild animal things. If you're going to blame anyone, blame the Tumblr users, What's This Mustelid and Is the Fox Video Cute, for bringing to my attention everything wrong with SaveAFox. Oh, they got their information from other people. They just reposted it and gave it a larger platform. It's not their fault. Oh my god. I simply compiled the information they had given me. That's not bullying. From What's This Mustelid themselves, Ethan specifically pointed out that the loudest voices affecting Mikayla were people she knew and other animal sanctuaries. Not a random Tumblr blog that gets less than 100 notes on each post. You still contributed. You still contributed, you fucking freak. What do you mean? What if the people who were harassing her that she knew in real life had, like, seen the shit that you posted about her and took it as fact, and then they were harassing her about it? Like, what do you mean by this? This post probably won't make things any better, but what you're doing now certainly isn't making things any better for you either. I made one post putting together various sources and that was it. Get a fucking life. No, maybe you should have gotten a fucking life before you did this weird shit. Holy fuck. Boo-hoo, you got some DMs. You're obviously the real victim. Everyone will forever know Kazeolion is the insensitive cretin who contributed to the death of a wonderful person. True. They're gonna have to live with that for the rest of their fucking lives, and that is worse than any kind of slurs that could be slung at them. Wholesale, it's bad that they're getting death threats. I mean, you know, call me crazy, but if you've been running around libeling people and you've been running around fucking trying to harass this woman, I'm not really gonna care if you get it back. You know, like, live by the sword, die by the sword, baby. Kazeolion is also a zoophile, by the way. And someone named K the Floppa posted in February 2022, trigger warning, zoophilia mentioned in the thread. Please report and block Kazeolion. He is a known zoophile who has publicly posted about sexually preferring cat genitalia. Excuses his zoophilia with his ZOCD. Wow, where have we heard people do that before? Where have we heard another letter in front of OCD before? Wow, I'm so shocked. Supports bi lesbians whilst speaking over lesbians as a bi trans man. I don't know what that means, so I don't give a fuck about that. And many other things. He is a problematic person who should not be supported at all. This is what pisses me off about these people when they start like Ouroboros eating themselves. They'll be like, oh my god, this person's a zoophile who has ZOCD, and they talk about loving animal genitalia. And also, here's some microaggression where they're talking over a bisexual lesbian. Who the fuck cares? More info can be found in this thread. Do not harass, just block and report. Zoophilia, zoophilic, not safe for work topic, not safe for work images. The ZOCD guy, this is also in 2022, who publicly posted about sexually preferring cat genitalia, deleted all things about their ZOCD, and is currently spam posting anti-zoo things in order to promote their game, so do not support Kazeolion. The last slide saying anthro doesn't change the fact that it's a cat's genitalia. If you have an animal genitalia on a human and remove the human, it's animal genitalia. That's a stupid way to excuse it. Is this another... Is this another case of people not being able to figure out fiction and reality? Are they gonna go after Bad Dragon for, like, having horse dongs? Like, what? Like, yeah, it's fucking weird, but that's not zoophilia. Let's not forget us telling him centaurs count as feral, but him saying oof in response because he probably expected us to agree with him and that's okay. Really rubs the wrong way. Not safe for work involving minors. Intentional allegory to feral animals mating. Also this, why would anyone want to do anything alluding to feral wolves in that instance? Slight not safe for work sexualization of pregnancy. Who fucking cares if he has a breeding fetish? Kazeo caught wind of the fallout I made and had this to say on Toy House Drama blog on Tumblr. He got criticism for being open about his ZOCD and retaliated with the same excuses and statements. Yes, I have ZOCD. No, it is not the same as zoophilia. I have intrusive thoughts about zoophilic acts that are 100% unwanted. Then why are you looking at like furry porn? Why do you have a fur affinity? If you actually, all right, okay, we're gonna apply this logic to the POCD people, right? The POCD people who are like, I'm using lolly for rehabilitation, okay? If you actually had the unwanted thoughts and the fear of becoming a zoophile, you would not engage in furry pornography. You would be put off by that based on having ZOCD. I am getting help for it, of course, they always say that. To those few anons who helped clear that up, thank you. The audacity of some people bewilders me. My intrusive thoughts are destroying my life. They make me feel like a monster every day, and yet these people either fail to understand or insist that I really am a zoo. Simply claiming it's ZOCD to save face or for sympathy. Well, which affirms those intrusive thoughts. What's more, they're trying to conflate the ZOCD with my interest in furry yiff into zoophilia. They're putting out entire bewares on me, going through all my messages and picking out every little thing they don't like. Even things I've changed my mind on or tried to put behind me. Just overall trying to paint me as a bad lion. Man. They say that by giving animal traits to anthrogenitals, it's still zoophilic. Thousands of artists with big following do that with dogs. Nobody bats an eye. But when I, who barely have any following, do that with cats, it's a problem. Wait till they hear that the OZA, Organized Zoo Antis, an entire anti-zoophilia organization I look to for advice and support, disagree on that. I'm tired not being able to be good enough. I just can't be a perfect angel with no record. No one can. Oh yes, another thing, as for Kiri, the swatchling, she does have some changes from the in-game swatchling. Bow tie instead of just a tie, hair more downward style, you get it. I just want to be and be seen as a decent lion. Imagine putting like your video game updates in that kind of a post. Holy shit. Kazeo, king of floof, I just don't believe you. Ogre Pawn, 22-year-old, my birthday is May 15th, trans mask, bisexual, autiquatic? What the fuck is an autiquatic? What the hell is even that? I'm not a zoo, I just have ZOCD, meanwhile acts and posts exactly like a zoo would. It's like, if you actually had ZOCD, you would avoid anything involving that, you know? Oh, what the hell is even that? What the fuck? Holy shit. Kazeo got a warning on E621 for posting traced scat porn. Why are they always into scat, chat? It's literally a fucking pattern! Also, what is E621? I don't know what that is. I have this post as well. This was, again, they posted that like I'm not backing down. This is a little screen cap of it. And And someone responded, everyone will forever know Kazeolion as the insensitive cretin that contributed to the death of a wonderful person. And Kazeo, of course, replied, this will all die down in a month. That is an incredibly disgusting thing to say when you've had a hand in the person killing themselves. Like, just zero empathy entirely. And there is a Reddit lies thread here. Mikayla Raines, founder of SaveAFox Rescue, took her own life. 2 months ago, she was seen on our SaveAFox Snark attempting to defend herself from her detractors. Here's how the subreddit's creator responded when she showed up. It's time to address Snark Subreddits. So this is the owner of the Save a Snark subreddit saying, in 2019, this was commonplace at your rescue for fighting between enclosures. You had a fox lose a leg a year ago, and you just now fixed the fencing. And you think that makes you look good? Stop taking in new animals, get your shit figured out. You could do well, but your head is too far up your own ass to do so. If you don't want to deal with the public, then maybe just stick to OnlyFans. It's very hard to not correct misinformation about you out there. And that's why it's so important to have, you know, people who are willing to say corrections on your behalf. I feel for this woman because, like, I have that intense desire to, like, know you're spreading lies about me. I want to correct it. These people would have never listened to her. And it makes me feel bad because going in there and, like, fighting on behalf of herself was only going to make her mental worse. And I'm not blaming her for anything. I'm just coming at this from a perspective of, like, I know how this feels, and I know what the response would be if I did the same thing. And I know how I would feel with that response as well. So it's like, she probably felt like she had no other options. I don't know how many people might have been defending her publicly, but it's like, that makes me feel pretty fucking bad, dude. Back in April of 24, Reddit user PaleExplanation709 created r/SaveAFox Snark after rumors of a bobcat biting a volunteer surfaced, and we did read part of that. Pale Explanation would go on, posting unsubstantiated speculation about the mysterious disappearance of Dakota the Coyote, or discussing various injuries and deaths at the rescue. At one point, Pale Explanation used ChatGPT to write a laundry list of ethical issues surrounding the rescue, most of which don't appear to directly apply to SaveAFox. Other users began posting to the subreddit as well. A video of Mikayla shooing a fox away with her foot was posted as evidence of her kicking a fox. The subreddit accused Mikayla of selling Ruby's fur because Mikayla was selling Ruby's shed in little jars. She's probably brushing these foxes and is like, I have this fur that I brushed out of them. Would you like fox fur in a jar? And these fucking Redditors are losing their minds. There's not a single person who owns a cat who hasn't, like, shushed them out of the way with their foot before to prevent them from, like, eating something that they shouldn't. Holy fuck, dude. Mikayla kicking an Arctic fox. I just don't believe you. Selling bits of Ruby's fur. Yeah, in jars. Yeah, in jars, dude. No. Oh, they did the thing. They did the thing. Normally I love SaveAFox / Mikayla, but something about this is a little fishy. Every fucking time I love insert creator here, but I used to watch insert creator here, but yes, it's every fucking time they try to disguise themselves as, like, a fan, so they're taken more seriously. Every fucking time. I have not been wrong on that terminology yet, man. It's crazy. And she's just picking out the shedding. She's just picking it out. She could brush it, and that would be more efficient, honestly, but, you know. You don't think you'll be a streamer because of online hate? It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot to deal with. Mikayla became aware of the subreddit sometime in the past 2 months. The official SaveAFox Rescue Reddit account was seen multiple times since April, attempting to defend the rescue against her detractors. Since I'm here, all of the rescue animals are immediately spayed and neutered upon arrival. I'm assuming you're referring to jackals. Those are personal pets, contrary to popular opinion. I'm allowed to have pets. The parents are now fixed, and the babies were adopted out and have gone to reputable zoos and educational facilities across the country. They're extremely uncommon here in the US and are great for African education programs. I donated them and made exactly $0. As far as people complaining that they are posted on rescue pages, their videos frequently go viral, and viral videos raise a lot of money for the rescue. I literally said that at the beginning. I was like, she's probably using the fucking revenue from YouTube to pay for shit at the rescue. If that makes me a bad person, not sure what to tell you. In another post, we picked up shed fur from the ground and sold it to raise funds for the rescue. Shame. You saw a video of the bobcat biting said victim, or you just saw a bloody hand and said, that's proof enough for me. Any of the animals here that are bite risks are handled by me because I don't care if I get bit, but I will not let that happen to others. Let me stick my hand in a blender and then tell you that your dog attacked me. It must also be true. Okay, first, let's note that you're taking count of injuries. Do you know why they're able to take count of the injuries that happen here? Because we post about them. Oh my gosh, transparency. Second, every single instance of a bad happening here results in changes to make sure it doesn't happen again. We have team meetings about this, but of course you're not there volunteering because we're rescuing animals and you're typing on Reddit. Third, you'll notice with our new fencing, in between each yard there's a 4-foot buffer, so contact from yard to yard is impossible. It's almost as if we're paying attention. We're helping tons of animals get out of terrible situations. What exactly are you doing with your life? Must be something terribly important with how big you talk. Let's see. This is Pale Explanation saying something again. Hold on, this must have gone to a different post. Unfortunately, Pale Explanation had some choice words for Mikayla. Stick to OnlyFans if you don't want to deal with the public. The subreddit was tiny. There are only 19 posts and 91 comments made over the course of a year. However, Mikayla's presence on our SaveAFox Snark indicates that this Snark subreddit's targeted attacks on her and the rescue deeply bothered her. Well, it's not only that, right? No matter how small a subreddit is, no matter how small some furry guy is, they can get picked up by people with larger platforms and people with a larger audience, and their issues can be signal boosted. Their lies can be signal boosted. It's just like the seething Twitter freaks that were lying about me, and they got picked up and signal boosted by Vice. It can happen. And then that doesn't mean that, like, only Vice is responsible. That means that all the people who culminated in telling those lies are. You can't make yourself like, oh, this person was bigger, you know? It's all on them. You can also rank high on a search. That's true. It can also rank high on a search because they're optimizing, like, using terminology that would show up when you try to search for either this woman or her rescue. Our SaveAFox Snark has since gone private, likely to dodge scrutiny following the news of Mikayla's passing. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The Snark phenomenon exploded in popularity on Reddit in spring of 2022, seemingly during the Josh Duggar sentencing. Snark subreddit users call themselves are gossip-addicted women obsessed with taking down influencers. Where have I heard that before? That sounds kind of familiar. I don't know, just sounds kind of familiar. This isn't the first time one of those Snark subreddits has had real-life consequences. In July of last year, r/Fundle Snark Uncensored, a subreddit for targeting Christians, doxed the Lot family during a beach trip, sending false claims of child abuse to the police. Family alleges anti-Christian Reddit group conspired and sent in false DCF reports while on a Florida camping trip. That's crazy. That's insane. Last month, our Sid Towel Snark was banned after accusing a 25-year-old woman with cancer of faking it for clout. In 2023, Media Snark relentlessly targeted Brianna Madia, who ultimately hired a digital investigator to identify 200 snarkers who claimed who she claimed turned her life into a living hell. And that's what you have to do. When these people spread too many lies, when they won't stop spreading lies after being corrected, the only thing you can do is bring legal ramifications against them. That's the only thing you can do. They will not stop otherwise. Fight back and hit hard? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Take them to court. That's the only option left. And I hope more people take that option. It doesn't make you weak for fighting people lying about you using the legal apparatus at your disposal. And people who will claim that just want to be able to harass others with zero repercussion. So keep that in mind. It's unfortunate that this fucking woman had to deal with this shit. She was running a rescue, and I think that's a noble thing to do. And it's really sad that she felt that she had no other option besides taking her own life. I'm sure her husband feels absolutely crushed at all of this. And hopefully this will make people think twice before they start harassment campaigns on others. We see this over and over and over again. And this is another part of why I think that MatPat's Creator Caucus can have good impact. If we can catch laws up to like where we are in the digital atmosphere, it might actually bring some repercussions on people who maliciously lie consistently in order to try and get people to have like their life ruined, to get them fired, to get sponsors to drop them, to get them to kill themselves, you know? You're still incredibly proud for standing up to Vice. The fact that I did that was huge. Even celebrities are afraid to do it. It's amazing. It's just like I knew they were wrong, and I knew that even if it cost a ton of money, I would end up with them getting the articles down. It was just whether they would do it with just the cease and desist, or if they would make me go through the financial slog of actually dragging them to court. Won't make people think twice about starting harassment campaigns. This is the outcome they want when they start them. This is the outcome that they want when they start them. But if there's repercussions for the people doing these campaigns, that might make them think twice. We kind of need that.